Preeti, just to ask you, everybody's talking about this whole Bollywood connection with the arrest of Bindu, son of Dara Singh, Big Boss winner. How do you keep positive about IPL in the midst of all these scandals and this latest arrest of Bindu?
I'm always going to be smiling in life because I've on my own never done anything wrong, and I don't believe in anything like this. But having said that, it's too early for me to make any comments right now because it's just too early, and it's my amazing luck that the one time I have my film coming out after 3.5 years, the first day I decided to have the entire press meet in Delhi for Ishq in Paris. The first bit of the IPL controversy breaks through, and I'm like, I step into the studio and everyone's like, IPL, and I'm like, oh my God. Today, I do my second round of interviews in Bombay, and now somebody else is arrested, so everybody wants to talk about this. I think it's too early, honestly, for us to make comments on this right now, because we need to see, wait and watch. It's, of course, very, very sad. And I am in a way very sad and heartbroken about it because I've invested so much time, effort, energy and emotions in this. And as owners, as I said earlier, we are the biggest victims, you know, and it's really, you end up doing everything, you end up putting all the financial investments, and then you only become the idiot.
But as an owner, that's what everyone asks. Wasn't the IPL, you heard it's been called the Indian Fixing League. How is it that as owners, you had no inkling of what was going on? Now, considering again the arrest of Bindu, somebody who's been seen at all these matches in the VIP box, no inkling of bookies, betting, this kind of spot fixing that was going on. Many compare it to the World Wrestling, which goes on in America, which is completely fixed.
You're a journalist. Did you have any inkling?
No, we didn't, but we weren't directly involved in the IPL, were we?
But same way, why should we, why should we have an inkling when you don't know something like this is happening, A. And B, just because 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or even 5 or 6 people are doing something like this, you can't taint the whole league. Mm-hmm. It's like today, but don't you realize somewhere that maybe it's an Indian thing? I mean, look at us, look at our politicians. We are only getting scam after scam after scam. Everything around us is a scam. So maybe we are a country of scams and we thrive in something like this. Having said that, I'm getting a little hardcore in it. I think it's not nice at all. I have even said it earlier. Well, I'm a little hardcore as a person, and my suggestions, I'm sure, are not going to be welcome. But if I was the person who could make any difference, or I could set the rules, I wouldn't waste my time, effort, and the public money with so many investigations. I would just keep polygraph tests, and they're the simplest and the easiest ways to find out, you know.
A polygraph test, but tell me, Preeti, because IPL has been in controversy since what happened in the whole Lalit Modi controversy. In fact, when even you and your team was being investigated as well, you don't think enough is enough. You don't think that it's reached a certain level that you just want to actually get out of IPL. You still want to stay in there and support your team.
If I would have done anything wrong and so many investigations happened, I would have definitely paid the price for it. So I think I've definitely faced flack because of people and the media just making such a hoo-ha out of something which doesn't need to be made a hoo-ha. And by the time it settles down, you're the one who's the loser. So that's why I'm not reacting right now. I'm going to wait and watch and see exactly what it is, who is involved, who isn't involved, and why should I quit? Winners don't quit and quitters don't win. It's as simple as that. If I haven't done anything wrong or anybody else hasn't done anything wrong, why should we quit? The point is that if there is something wrong, I think the authorities should also push it and stop the red tapeism and go find out exactly what's happening. I myself would like to know what's happening, and I'm sure so would the BCCI, because IPL is a huge property for them. They wouldn't want it to just get tainted for no rhyme or reason. They are very mindful of that, and we will put stronger measures. But even as owners, our hands are tied. There's just X amount we can do.
So tell me, Preeti, you're saying that your hands are tied right now as owners, but there's so much cynicism right now. There's so much cynicism about cricket, about India. You talked about this whole country as scams, and you're going ahead and releasing your movie at this current time. You don't think that's going to get affected by this?
Babe, nothing can put down a good movie, and I think, there's always an audience for movies that go in there and watch the movie. Of course, news is 24/7. You can switch it on whenever you want to. Movies, you have to go to a theatre, so why not?
Tell me, for you, Preeti, because in a sense you haven't been seen on screen for a long time, how important is Ishq in Paris for you for your career. What happens if it doesn't do well? A lot of people had said you went into IPL because your Bollywood career was over. What happens if Ishq in Paris doesn't do well?
See, I've always looked at life with one thought in my head. We all fear. Fear is with everybody. You know, you fear that what if you do this and it doesn't work. But more than fearing something, I have an amazing and incredible amount of curiosity that what if I don't fail? You know, the fear of failure, everyone has it. What if I don't fail? Then what? Then there is something beyond that. And for me, film was never my first love, but it became my first love. And at some point I'd run out of inspiration, so I moved to cricket because, you know, I was the #1 actress, I had it all, but somehow I wasn't, you know, dying to do a film. I got very excited with the cricket, and then one day I was sitting, it was our last game of the season, and if we would have won it, we would have made the semis. We didn't win it. The Dalai Lama was sitting next to me, and I was like, this long face, and he said, it's okay. And I said, sir, with all due respect, it's not okay. I play to win. So he looked at me and he smiled and he said, well, if you want to win, then play in your own field. I don't see you holding a bat. And somehow that's just put a lot of things in perspective for me. And I'm finally excited about doing a film. And of course, Prem and me, we have done the story, screenplay, dialogue for the film. It's not a film that you have to leave your brains behind. It's logical, it's sensible, it's funny. Having said that, I put my best foot forward. I don't know, as I joked about it, I've left it all to Upperwala, but more than Upperwala, to the Nichewalas who buy all the tickets.
Right, Preeti Zinta, thanks so much for joining me on IPL and your new movie.